Hey everybody, it's John King. It is Friday, the 4th of April. Here I am with my weekly market update to keep you informed on what's happening, where the market's going, and why. So first of all, today's update is all about jobs. The jobs report came out this morning, and it was not good news for mortgages. We had a very, very strong jobs report. And the issue is, as I said before, this is the third month in a row that jobs have come in strong. And when we see a lot of job growth, it means that the Fed's not likely to necessarily start lowering interest rates. And it's created even more concern about what's going on in the mind of the Feds and whether they're actually going to lower rates as much as we thought they were, or even at all this year. So there's a strong reaction to the jobs report. We saw rates tick up this morning, but here's the silver lining. They didn't go up anywhere near as high as we thought. So the market's kind of feeling like, hey, the Fed's made it clear that they're worried about inflation staying sticky. They're worried about a repeat of what happened in the 1970s. And so I'm going to give you a 10-second refresher. In the 1970s, they were battling, the economy of the United States had inflation. There was issues with a shortage of oil, and prices of gas were skyrocketing. Prices of everything skyrocketed. And the Federal Reserve raised interest rates and inflation came down. And so they lowered interest rates, but inflation jumped back up. And so they raised interest rates and inflation came down. And then they lowered interest rates and inflation jumped back up. Think about it like taking antibiotics for an infection. If you've got some kind of an infection and your doctor says you have to take this full dose of antibiotics, it's a 10-day course of antibiotics and you have to take them all. Don't stop early, even if you feel better. Why? Because the symptoms are gone, but the underlying infection isn't gone. You have to root it all the way out. That's what the Fed is worried about. They're worried that, hey, we're seeing inflation kind of level off, but the underlying infection may still be there. And I think they're being overly cautious, but the truth is the economy statistically looks really, really good. Statistically, for a lot of people, it doesn't feel as good as it looks statistically because the household of me, the economy of me, a lot of people are saying, I'm stretched. I've burned through all of my savings. I've burned through all the money that I set aside during COVID when I got stimulus money coming in and I couldn't spend it. So I had a lot of money in savings. Now I've burned through that savings and now I'm spending money on credit cards and I've really charged up my credit cards a lot. And so I have a lot of credit card debt. And so even though the economy is adding jobs, and they added a lot of jobs last month, there's a lot of nervousness under the radar about, hey, is the economy of me, the personal economy of everybody who's out there trying to survive, how strong is that? And at a certain point, when does that snap? When do people say, I just can't pay for my credit cards anymore? By the way, I'm going to digress for a quick minute because this is really important. I have actually received probably 5 calls in the last month about people telling me, John, I want to get a debt elimination plan because I got to get out of debt. And they hire a company, either they did or they're talking about hiring a company to do debt elimination. I got to tell you, debt elimination plans are credit destroying plans, and they never tell you that's the case. So if you were thinking about doing this, give me a call. Let me talk you through it, what it really is, because essentially what they do is they choke your creditors by not paying them anything. They say, hey, just pay us. You, instead of paying your credit card companies, pay us each month. The payment's lower than you're paying on your credit card companies, and we'll get them to settle. What they don't tell you clearly, they do put it in the fine print, but nobody reads it, is they don't tell you that the money that you are paying them, they are not giving to anybody else. They're just holding on to it. And they're holding on to it until the credit card companies get you into the collection status, either internally with them or they turn you over to a collection agency. Now they've pretty much given up hope of collecting any money from you. Your credit has been destroyed because you went 3, 6, 12, 18 months of not making any payments. And now they're in a position to negotiate and they can get them to pay off at pennies on the dollar. It works, and your credit gets destroyed along the way. So I see a lot of people right now that are looking at how do I get out of debt, and these debt elimination plans are coming up everywhere. I'm not saying it's a bad deal because look, if you can't afford your debt, you got to figure out a way to deal with it. What I am telling you is bankruptcy is often easier to recover from. Bankruptcy is a clean wiping of the slate. You have a 2 or 3 year waiting period before you can qualify to buy a home if you had a bankruptcy, but that's way faster recovery than being on this debt elimination plan. What do they call it? Debt elimination. And because the debt elimination plan, you're continuing to bleed, you're continuing to have late payments. A bankruptcy is a clean cut. So if you or somebody you know are struggling with a lot of credit card debt, try and get it under control. Try and figure out A, how to stop the spending, and then B, how to start putting some money towards paying down the payment. But if you're thinking about one of these debt elimination plans, you might as well start thinking about bankruptcy. I'm not telling you that's a good idea, but I'm telling you that the pain of bankruptcy is easier to overcome than the pain of some of these plans, and they never, ever tell you that. All right, quick update. If you haven't been paying attention, if you're in California, the California Dream for All program launched 2 days ago. A couple of updates. First of all, I'm doing a webinar every Monday night next few weeks. So basically closes on the 29th. The last one I'm going to be doing is on the 22nd. So I think I have 3 coming up where I'm going to be having an open line for questions and answers, talking about things that we've learned. If you have not looked into this program, you should. If you want to get information about it, I've got an ebook that I'll put right up here really quickly. So get a copy of my ebook if you don't have it already. It'll tell you everything you need to know about the program to decide if it is the right thing for you. If you are already in the process, now is the time to start getting yourself registered and into the system. And if you have questions about anything, I will be here to help guide you through the entire process. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is actually another question I'm getting a lot, which is, John, is now a good time to buy a home? The truth is, everybody has said, me included, have said for the last year and a half that, hey, give us about 12 months or so, maybe 18 months, and we're going to see interest rates coming down because this inflation thing is going to shoot up and it's going to come right back down. And the fact of the matter is, it hasn't. What it's caused is a lot of people to be paralyzed and sitting on the sidelines, hoping for better times and hoping for lower interest rates and lower house prices, hoping that, by the way, if you have questions about anything, feel free to post a comment. I see one comment here from Billy. Billy, you are very welcome for all of the info. Thank you for watching. So guys, what's happening right now is you have a lot of people sitting on the sidelines because they're scared. And Warren Buffett, who is one of the best financial minds in the world, Warren Buffett has always said, be greedy when others are scared and be scared when others are greedy. When people are scared, they're paralyzed and unwilling to make a decision. And by the way, I'm not pushing any particular stock or anything. I'm giving an example though of cryptocurrency. So a year or two ago, a year ago, I think, cryptocurrency was, oh my God, see guys, you were wrong about crypto. By the way, I own no crypto, so I'm not telling you. I was one of those people, I still am, that said, hey, you know what, cryptocurrency, I'm not going to play in a sandbox that I don't understand. So none of my investment money went there. And then cryptocurrency took off and it came back down. And when it came down, everybody said, oh, it's a horrible idea to own cryptocurrency. See, I told you. Well, guess what? If you had bought when everybody said, see, it's a horrible idea, you would have gained back because crypto's come back up. And so but right now, okay, crypto's doing good. Now's the time to buy. No, it's not. And again, be cautious. I'm not giving financial or investment advice. But when everybody is so excited about, oh my gosh, this is great. It's the best thing since sliced bread. That is the wrong time to jump in if you're looking at buying low and selling high. Because when everybody's excited about it, it's high. And that's the wrong time to buy. That's actually when you should sell as a general statement. So going back to what Warren Buffett said and applying it to the housing market, be greedy when others are scared. Be scared when others are greedy. So right now, everybody is scared. Everybody says, hey, house prices are unsustainable. They're super high and they've got to come back down from here. That has been said over time, forever. My parents bought the house that my father died in, and they bought that house in 1973. And it was unsustainable. They bought it for, I don't know, $45,000 on the peninsula in the Bay Area. And that was way too high. And housing prices can't keep going up. That was way too much money. My father passed away and we sold that house back in 2008 for about $1 million. So $45,000 in 1973, $1 million in 2008. The market went up significantly, but everybody is scared. They're afraid of what is today going to bring, what's tomorrow going to bring. That's normal human nature. But the truth is that is actually usually the best time to buy. If you could look back right now and say, hey, could I buy a home? If I had the option to buy a home in 2009, when the market was super crazy and turmoil, lots of foreclosures, you say, my God, I'd never do that. That's a horrible time to buy. But think back 3 years before that in 2006, everybody said it was a great time to buy. And many of your family members and friends bought homes in 2006 because, hey, prices of homes always go up. Well, that's not true either. But the fact is, over time, wages go up. People make more money. Rent goes up. Therefore, house prices can go up, and it is sustainable. Okay, so understanding that dynamic, is now a good time to buy a home if you can afford it? That is the number one question. Now, I didn't say if you're comfortable with the payment. I don't know anybody that's comfortable with the payment right now. But if you can afford the monthly payment, if you can make it work, and sometimes that means a little bit of sacrifice. Sometimes it means, hey, instead of putting a bunch of money into my 401k, I'm going to scale back my 401k because I've only got so many dollars to go around. But if I can buy right now in this environment, when everybody is scared, the likelihood is when everybody's excited, prices are going to go up and you will be thankful that you bought in a time when people are scared. But you might have to pull back a little bit on some of the extra spending. And we all hate the concept of being house poor. I hate the concept of being house poor. But the fact of the matter is you're house rich as your equity builds. And your payment stays the same or goes down as a homeowner. Versus if you are a renter, your payment continues to go up because the landlord continues to adjust the rent to inflation and to match the market. And so be greedy when others are scared. And most people are scared right now. When rates start coming down and house prices start going up, everybody's going to say, oh my gosh, it's a great time to buy a home. Start being scared. I'm not telling you don't buy then either, but when people are scared, when the masses are scared, is the best time to invest. And that time is now. I don't think we're going to be out of this turmoil anytime soon. I think that we're going to see a lot of turmoil throughout this year. Whether the Fed lowers interest rates or not, I don't know. But I will tell you that the market itself, in my view, has the most important thing going for it, and that is a lack of supply. There are not enough homes out there for the number of people that want them, and this was caused because builders didn't build between 2008 and 2015. They might have built a little bit, but not enough. But people continue to turn 18 and 21 and 25 and get married and have babies and want to own. But they postponed it. And they're postponing it, and they're continuing to postpone it today. But at some point in time, all of those people that postpone home ownership, they're going to say, you know what? Now is my time. Interest rates have started to come back down. My friends in the media says that it's okay to buy a home, so I'm going to do it now. And that's when everybody is greedy. And that's when you should be a little nervous saying, hey, maybe the market is taking off too much. I'm not telling you it's a bad idea to buy then. I'm not telling you it's a good idea to buy now. I'm just telling you, be careful who you listen to and what information you get. Be careful listening to me. Okay, let's be honest. I get paid when you buy a home. I get paid when you use me for a mortgage. And so you have to understand the motivation of the person you're talking to. Now, if you've listened to me at all, hopefully you realize I try and tell you what I think is in your best interest because that is in my best interest. If you trust me and you allow me to guide you, I'm going to tell you what I think you should do and what I would tell my family, my kids. I would tell everybody the same advice I'm giving you. And that means if I tell you not to do something, the next time I tell you to do something, you're going to because I want what's in your best interest. That is in my best interest, is to earn your loyalty. But be careful, as I said, on who you listen to and where you get your information, because the media is just trying to sell clicks. They're trying to get you to watch their information. And sometimes, just sometimes, what they're selling isn't in your best interest. Guys, I really appreciate you listening. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Please know I am here as a for-profit organization. I am interviewing for the job of being your lender. So if you or somebody you know is looking to buy or refinance a home, I'd like a shot at that job. Thanks, everybody. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. And for those of you who want more information on Dream for All, join me Monday night, 7 o'clock. I'll put the link down. Actually, I'll put the link in the comments. You'll get it, or email me and you can get the link. You've got my information. Anyway, have a wonderful week. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.